Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to a new video. So, the Euros is now less than a day away. It's tomorrow. I'm bringing out this video a bit later in the day than I'd normally like to, but that is because we are looking at the Euro Fantasy League. So like I said, I hope I'm not bringing this video out too late, but I've been making my Fantasy League team. And some of the rules are kind of confusing, especially with the transfers, which is why I thought I'd have a look at it and hopefully explain them to you to make sure that you get the most amount of points that you can. So the league that I'm entering is basically like the official one. This is like the Euro 2016 one, sponsored by McDonald's. I remember 4 years ago I used the exact same website for the Euros, which is why we're using it again. So when you come on, you have to sign up. You can do it with Facebook or Twitter or whatever, or you can like start a brand new login with your email. So I've skipped a few points there, but once you've logged on, you can create your team. So another great thing I'm going to add in is you can actually download the app for this one. So if you're looking to play Fantasy League, then this one is great as well because of the app. So if you're out and about, you can make changes. So you make your team, like you can see here. You can change your formation. So there's 6 different formations. I'm probably going to go for the 3-4-3 to make the most use of midfielders and strikers, and then you also have a very small bench of a few players as well. So I'll quickly run over the rules of your team. You have a 15-man squad, and as the game goes on, obviously you'll use your 11 players, and your players on the bench automatically do come in if someone doesn't play. Okay? But this is when it now gets a little bit more confusing. So when you're picking your 15-man squad, if someone doesn't play in a game or doesn't play very well, so gets 1 or 2 points, you can actually bring them out for a player on your bench who hasn't played yet, which is really important to know so that you get a chance to get more points. So I'll try and explain it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to try and explain this. So it comes as match days, right? So match day is basically the first round where every team plays. So that's basically like round 1. And inside a match day, obviously you've got more than one day. So you've got where France play on the Friday, tomorrow, and then Saturday where Wales play and England play in the evening. So basically what you want to be able to do is you want to have as many players in your starting 11 in the first lot of games, because if they don't play very well, you can sub them out for someone on your bench who hasn't played yet, who may play better. So for example, obviously in the first round of games in our first 11, you want to maybe have Giroud, Gareth Bale, Wilshere, Lewandowski, Muller, Iniesta. You're picking from the first lot of players, and then on your bench you want to add in the players who are playing a little bit later on. So Giroud comes on and gets 2 points, Bale comes on, scores a goal, gets 7 points, Lewandowski gets 10, Muller gets 5, and then you're looking at your team and all the first 11 have played, but you still have on the bench an Italian player, a Portugal player, you might have Ronaldo on the bench. So you're looking at your first 11 who have all played. Giroud only got 2 points. You can actually take Giroud out and put in Ronaldo. You do lose the 2 points that Giroud got you, but you also have a chance of getting more points from Ronaldo. So when you're picking your first 15, you need to remember to get in the players into first 11 who are playing early, and then the subs have a few players who play later on in the day, so you have a chance to get more points with them. It's the same with match day 2, so that's basically round 2 when everyone plays again. So it starts off Russia, Slovakia, and then obviously France and Albania come in again. And if we scroll at the bottom, it's very similar. Portugal are at the bottom, Belgium are into the last day this day. So in same again, you're always going to be, because of the way the league is run, people like Portugal, let's have a look at match day 3, are always appearing at the end of it. So it's not a bad idea to have a couple of Portugal players at the end to bring in if your other players don't do very well. One thing I should say quickly as well is that you can't, if I have Albania, Switzerland, and now I've got some players in that game, and now I want to put swap some of them out for my England players who play later that day, you can't do that. You can't sub players between matches in the same day. It's only after that day ends. So it's not a bad idea to get a few French players in for the game tomorrow. And then obviously if they don't do very well, you can think about bringing in some players for the next game day. But obviously it's probably worth letting all your 11 players play and then find out who does the worst or who doesn't play, and then have a chance of bringing some of them in. Like your goalkeeper, you only get one goalie with one sub goalie, so you can see how he does. If he gets 5 or 6 points plus, then you probably might not want to risk it. But if he's got 1 point, you probably can't do much worse unless he gets loads scored against him in a red card. But that is the risk you take. Also, if you get a red card, you can't change them out. So if they get a red card, you can't change them out. So be wary of that and just hope for the best. Okay, so the next bit is captain. Captain is very similar to what I've just explained. So it starts off captain. If we go back on the fixtures, France. Let's stick Giroud as captain. So Giroud doesn't do very well. He doesn't score. And then the next day we've got Bale playing in that game day. So what we can do is we can actually take the captaincy off of Giroud and give it to Bale. And then if Bale didn't do very well, we'll give it to Muller in that day of games. And if Muller didn't do very well, we'll give it to Iniesta in that day of games. And then if he didn't do very well, we could give it to Ronaldo. So it's an ongoing process with the captain. Obviously, if it got to the point where we got to Lewandowski at Poland and he scored a hat-trick, you're going to want to leave that with him, because the points don't get calculated till the end of the day. So if you do change your captain, you lose the points from who had the captaincy. If you leave them in your first 11, they'll keep the points, but they won't be doubled anymore, because the captaincy doubles the points. Okay? So it's definitely worth giving this. It's definitely worth for every game day having someone you know you would have put as captain. So obviously, like I said, a French player is the obvious choice to stick a captain on for the first night. You never know, you might score a hat-trick and you'll be like, I'm not changing it. I keep saying Giroud. If Giroud did terrible, let's just say he played. He didn't get any goals, he didn't get any assists, so he gets 2 points or so. And obviously with the captaincy, that doubles to 4. You're thinking, that isn't very good, we've got a whole week left to go. I'm going to give the captaincy to Jamie Vardy in the England team. So you take it away from Giroud. So he loses his bonus he loses his bonus captaincy points. So he's now on 2. He was on 4 with the captain, but he's on 2. And you give it to Vardy, who now has a chance to get double points whatever he does. And if he scores a goal, he's on 10. And that's when you're thinking, in the next round for Germany versus Ukraine, is Muller going to score more than 1? And then that's where it's up to you to decide whether you keep him as captain or if you mix it up and try and get more with the next player. And then obviously, but if you do leave Vardy until the end, then he will get all of those points. If you put someone in as your captain and you want to put them on the bench because they did so badly, they got 1 point, you don't want to use them, you can take them off and give the captaincy to someone else for the next day. Obviously you lose their points like you would with a sub, but it doesn't matter, you can still pass the captaincy on. And then if you did want to keep that player on, but you just didn't want them as captain anymore, you can just move the captaincy over, and like I said, they would lose their bonus points, but then you get the chance with the bonus points from the next person. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the 2 big things I wanted to tell people about, because the rules are a little bit confusing. And I thought it would help a few people, so I thought I would do it. But yeah, so the big thing is with your squad, you want to be looking at filling the first 11 with players who play early on, so you can change them out for your squad in the later games if they've not done very well. Same with the captain. If someone doesn't do well on a day, move the captaincy over to someone else, but obviously remember, you only get the points from 1 captain. So whoever's your captain at the end of the week is who you get the points for. Same with the subs, same with everything. It's the end of the week, it's all counted up. So if you do move your captain over and they get loads of goals, don't think I'll give it to someone else now and I'll get the points off them as well. It's only at the end of the week it gets added up. So you can only ever have 1 captain at the end. So if you are still looking to change your captain at the end of the week when Ronaldo plays, you're risking it, because if Ronaldo does nothing, you won't get many points. So it's definitely worth, even if it's rubbish players for that day, it's worth sticking the captaincy on them, just in case you come away from some points. I mean, the final tip I guess I'd leave is get a good formation. I think the 3-4-3 one's pretty good because obviously you get all of the forwards in your team, you get the majority of midfielders. But you can still change your formation. Like if I wanted to, I could put a defender on for a midfielder in the middle of the week if my midfielder wasn't doing very well, or the same with the forward. So you can mix it up. And I'd just say stick attacking defenders in because you want to try and get as many assists as possible. I don't know how many clean sheets there'll be. And then yeah, get a player from each area, each group, who is going to be a good captain for you. So it's good to spread your team around. Don't just focus on one team, because if they all play at a similar time, you're not really giving yourself a chance to build your points up, take people out, put people in, change your captain over. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and more importantly, I hope it's helped some of you guys. I know I've left it a bit late because the Euros are starting tomorrow, and if you're if you're at work right now doing your team, or even chilling and doing your team 5 minutes before it's done and you don't understand the subs, then I hope you've helped. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.
Do whatever you want.